Welcome to Campfire Chronicles, episode number 31. I'm Robby. This is Andrew and Bryan. And today we're going to go through our top 10 episodes from an adventure archive. So we'd made a list of our top 10 here, and then we're going to order them live as we record the podcast. So the way we're going to do it is apparently the way Giant Bomb used to do their game of the year, which is basically we go around the table and then each person will pick a game and then we'll gradually get to number one. So like I'll be going first and I will pick the number 10 and then the other two guys, they can debate it and say, I don't know, it might be a little higher or it might be lower or whatever. So
let's say the list, I guess, just to start off.
Yeah. Okay. So to start off, the list is on the screen, but it's Grayson Highlands. And that was the trip that we did to West Virginia with Nicole with the horses. Japan, which is the trip up Mount Kumotori with Michael.
Which is the one where we went to Japan.
Nordhaus, which is Nordhaus Dunes. We went there in Michigan for New Year's.
Yep.
Yellowstone, self-explanatory. Lake Superior, that is the Pictured Rocks trail that me and Bryan did together, the whole 40 miles of the Pictured Rocks Lakeshore Trail. Algonquin is the canoe episode in Canada. Pictured Rocks 1 is the first Pictured Rocks. We didn't do the whole thing, but that was just me. That was me, Andrew, and Bryan. So it just wasn't me and Bryan. Mount Whitney is the one that says Whitney. Maybe I'll just update these so they're a little more self-explanatory. Original Red River Gorge. We've been to Red River Gorge 3 times now. This was the first one that we did. And that was actually the first 4K episode.
Yeah.
And then finally, Road Trip Part 1, California. That was our road trip series, and the first episode was California, Big Sur. Okay, so I'm going first, apparently. And looking at this list, I'm going to have to go ahead and start with Road Trip Part 1, California.
Yeah.
And
I think
this was actually... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
I was going to say, this was... we came up with this list by each picking 3. And then Thomas, he can't join today. So I said, Thomas, you pick the last one. And he picked Road Trip Part 1, California. Not to say that Thomas has bad taste or anything, but...
we had kind of already chosen the obvious good ones, so...
Yeah. The reason I am choosing this as number 10 is because it was an awesome trip and it was really cool, but I actually can't remember anything else that happens in this episode besides Big Sur. Like I'd have to actually rewatch the episode to remember what else happens.
Okay. I would agree that it's probably on the lower part of the list. Oh
yeah, you can convince me. I'm totally open for convincing that something else is lower.
I'm looking at the list and every pick is really solid. And I would probably have to agree with you. That isn't to say that the episode is necessarily bad. It's just, it's minutely, lower than the other ones. But to refresh your memory, it was Big Sur and then Death Valley.
Death Valley is part of that?
Yeah. And then we finished with Las Vegas, right? I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, I was going to say, this seems like the least controversial choice to put this one as 10. I think we're agreement about that. But one thing I'll say is I actually kind of like the southwest portion of the road trip better. Just because I feel like there's more interesting stuff that happens and more cool like landmarks and stuff. And it feels more like a road trip at that point. But yeah, I think I agree. Cali road trip.
Okay, well, in that case, do you want to put Southwest? Because I would say Southwest is better than California, too.
Oh, okay.
Did you just overrule
Sure.
Not here to defend your position, Thomas.
Okay, Road Trip Part 2, Southwest. Yeah, and the Southwest was so cool because we split up and did different stuff. The fact that you guys got to see the Narrows and we got to see Angel's Landing, that's one of the coolest sequences I think we've done. That's true.
Someone on our Patreon just commented what happened to Dolly Sods, and that is actually a good point. The most recent Dolly Sods is up there, so.
Oh,
yeah. I guess we should also clarify that. I asked Robby, but I wanted to know if this was specifically episodes or trips. Now, you said episodes.
I'm going to say episodes, yeah. I mean, I just feel like that's more what people can relate to for the list because they weren't actually on the trip,
True.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Dolly Sods, the most recent Dolly Sods one is also a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay, then forget it. Let's do 11.
It's tough.
Dolly Sods with the
Well,
dog,
we'll say-
baby.
We'll say Dolly Sods is we'll say the road trip is 11, and then
Okay.
I do think the road trip deserves an honorable mention because it is like kind of fun to watch in a different way than most of our episodes. But
I mean, and we're free to change our positions on episodes as we continue to discuss these.
Yeah. If we forget an episode, like in the so far we've done 45 episodes, I believe. If we
Top
forget
45 episodes.
if we forget something, we
That's
can
what
always
this will
put
be
it
by
in.
the
So. Okay. Who's going next? Andrew or Bryan?
I can go next.
Okay.
So I guess this would be for
Number 9.
so number 9. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list.
I've got like it's really easy for me to give the top 3. Like I could do a top 3 really quickly. To narrow down the other ones is kind of more splitting hairs.
Okay, I think what I'll put number 9 as is probably, I want to say original Red River Gorge.
Okay.
I think it's a great episode, but just the other episodes I'm looking at here on this list are just so good. And there are later episodes, so I think they're just better naturally by us getting better at making the show.
Yeah.
Not
That's
to
actually
I have to
mention-
jump in.
Yeah.
I have to jump in really quick and say Dolly Sods we should just leave unnumbered so far because I actually don't agree with that being 11. So I say let's make road trip 10 or make road trip 11, and then we're deciding on 10 now.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless you, yeah.
No, that's
No,
fine.
that's fine.
Not that any of this matters.
I don't like this list. Actually,
Unsubscribe.
I totally agree with Bryan. The original Red River Gorge is a great episode, really good. But just from how much we've improved, you can't put it any higher than that, I feel like. And also, we used a lens. We used a Canon lens adapted to a GH4. And we used like this weird adapter that's just basically like a hole so that you can put the lens on there. And you can see like some of the shots, they're like very fuzzy looking, and it's because we use that adapter and that lens. So that right there puts it at 10 for me.
It's funny. I was gonna put Nordhaus, just because for me the original Red River Gorge still has a lot of appeal. Like it feels like a really good adventure with a lot of cool landmarks and color. But I can the majority rules on this. So
you'd put
Well,
Nordhaus at 10.
Feel free to convince us
Yeah.
otherwise.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I feel like Nordhaus is a more watchable episode.
actually, I might put Lake Superior at 10, but I also haven't watched that one enough to make a judgment.
Oh.
Okay.
So admittedly, I haven't watched that one.
I think the big ones that are going to be a lot of contention is probably Superior and Whitney, just because on those, one of us hasn't been on that trip.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And I think us being on that trip definitely influences our choices.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless of,
Yeah.
It's like when you see your own face, you're like, that's a good episode. Okay, so we good with 10 for original Red River?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
I think for now,
I numbered these ahead of time, and now I need to rethink the whole strategy. Well, I guess for the next, I would put Nordhaus. Actually, no, I'm going to go Lake Superior for the next one. But part of that is, I mean, on the one hand, it's got amazing scenery and a lot of variety. But on the other hand, sometimes I feel like it feels too quiet.
Okay.
I actually
has a
thought
different
that was
feel.
a strong point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's just my.
Yeah.
Go ahead. State your argument.
That's pretty much it, honestly. Again, I need to rewatch it to get a better opinion of it. So that's another thing influencing it is like I just haven't watched it, so I'm like that can go up higher.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm totally okay with Lake Superior being at number 9. But what do you think, Bryan?
Well, I could probably agree with it being at number 9 or somewhere around that level. Mostly because I thought it was actually. The reason I chose it was because I think the fact that we used less music and let more of the ambient sound into the video is actually what makes it unique. Because I think me and Robby discussed this when he was editing the video, but that's the constant sounds of the waves in Pictured Rocks is just so, it's almost like iconic, right? That I think if we had put too much music to let it kind of overshadow those ambient sounds, it would have been a less good episode. That's my thought. Plus, I'm in the episode now.
Just looking at the list, like I feel like it's a good spot for it because the other ones I would place all of those above that just because of the locations, like where we went. Yeah. Although Nordhaus for me, I can get into that later whenever we get into it, but that one ranks a lot higher for me than just
you chose Nordhaus, and I actually was going. That was one of my 3 picks, and then you chose it, so I had to go with something else.
Okay.
So it looks like there's some consensus there.
Okay. So did you guys both go yet?
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. So it's my turn. Okay. This is really hard. Wow. Because like I'm looking at these and these are all top 3. Man. This is too difficult.
I can tell you guys why I put Nordhaus as the next one.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So on the one hand, it's a really good episode. I love when we get to that second campsite and start the fire. The ending is amazing.
Yeah.
And now I've forgotten why I put it as no. But I think like part of the reason I have it there, one, it's like it's a cool landscape, but it's not like the most mind-blowing thing in the world. Like the sand dunes and the lake are really cool, but we've also been to lakes. And then I feel like food-wise, like we didn't do, unless I forget, I feel like we didn't do anything like super crazy or interesting food-wise.
Well, we did the New Year's celebration. That was one of the unique things about it. Which I think was really like, I think that episode had a lot of good vibes. Because we were all just like lamenting how crappy the previous year was, and we're like, yeah, looking forward to.
Was that the one going into 2020, or was that going into 2019?
No,
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, if we want to put Nordhaus higher, that's also when I decided to start learning Kung Fu. So,
so
I can.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe I should give my thoughts more later because I want Nordhaus to go higher, but I also can see it being lower just as far as a watchable episode. It has my favorite ending theme maybe we've ever done.
It's very good.
The good times that we had and like the cheering and then the Happy New Year, that scene is like one of my favorites. The scene where we get to I can't put it there. It can't be number 8.
Robbie's convinced himself.
I'm gonna do.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah. Go
for
ahead.
number 8.
Yeah.
I would honestly. I think I would have to go with maybe Pictured Rocks 1.
Okay. Because I was thinking Pictured Rocks 1 too, actually.
Yeah.
So let's go with Pictured Rocks.
I was thinking Yellowstone.
Man, yeah.
See, because because I feel like Pictured Rocks landscape was so amazing, and then like I loved the music in that one. We saw the fox.
That's true.
We had some good food.
Yeah,
and I feel like the hike out was awesome.
The Yellowstone had some great stuff too.
Yellowstone,
like that second
I watched the ending of Yellowstone maybe 100 times. Like when Thomas says like, "What else would I be doing?" and then he nods and the music starts, I'm like, I gotta watch it right now. Yeah, Pictured Rocks, great episode. Some of the best visuals we've ever captured. It was fall colors for like the first time. Like we finally got that. The fox was super cool, but I just think compared to the other ones, it's not there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you're outnumbered, Andrew. We're going with Pictured Rocks. We can change it later though. Brian, I think you're next, right?
I just suggested Pictured Rocks, so I don't know if somebody else wants to go.
No, that's okay. You can go again.
Okay.
I just agree with you. Yeah.
Okay. I think my number 7 then would probably be Whitney, or maybe Yellowstone, because they're really close. Yellowstone's really good though. And again, Whitney is probably my bias because I wasn't in the episode, so it makes it makes me want to watch it a little bit less than others.
I would generally put an episode where we're all in it above an episode where only some of us are in it.
That's a good point.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I actually had Yellowstone. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I
hold
had
on.
Yellowstone. Oh,
Sorry. Your mom just texted us and said Yellowstone is her number one choice: music and scenery and noodles dinner. So if that affects our decision making, we should probably put Yellowstone a little higher.
I was gonna say originally I had Yellowstone higher than Whitney, like higher as in less good, but I think I agree with Bryan now that I think about it, just because like on the one hand, Whitney is cool because you see all these different landscapes as you progress, and it's like really unique, and you get to see the snow stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But Yellowstone does have like, and the reason I had Yellowstone higher is because it's Yellowstone, but it's also like not the most stunning part of Yellowstone necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we also did a lot of cool stuff in Yellowstone. Like the cooking of the food was really fun. You got to see some of the Teton stuff. So I don't know. I could be swayed either way.
Yeah, I think Whitney's at a good spot there because it is a really good episode, but Brian's not there. And also, it's a kind of like singular episode. You did see a lot of stuff, but it's just about the climb of the mountain. And kind of what I like about the other episodes is there's so much like, there's like a cooking scene, and then there's like, there's like a random patch of forest and this and that,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I would say that Yellowstone definitely had a lot more like camaraderie moments. Just like, there was sitting around the campfire and cooking and all that good stuff. There's just so much of that in Yellowstone that it really ties the episode together. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that classic Adventure Archive stuff.
We need to go back to Pictured Rocks real quick and mention that Up Trail 71 Bob was in the episode. And I totally forgot that until he pointed it out just now. And I was like, oh, crap. We didn't give him a shout out.
That's true. Yeah.
Thank you, Bob, for the wonderful campsite experience.
That one of my favorite scenes in that episode, besides like the first sunset, is when we're at the campsite with Bob and you guys are looking at like the lake one last time, and then we hike out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember the music there kind of lines up really good too. But anyway.
Actually, another reason we could keep Pictured Rocks at number 8 is we messed up like the final shot. Like we didn't sit there long enough, and then there was leaves falling, and we had to do some trickery to make it look right. Okay. Anyway, whose turn is it?
Those are still good endings, though. We should do an episode of the best endings.
That would be good. Yeah, that's a follow up.
I would say it's either Andrew or Robby's turn.
Did you just go, man?
I said
I'll go next.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
I think I'm actually gonna go Nordhaus on this one because I have that higher than Yellowstone in mine. So I think that makes the most sense for me. Yeah, because again, and we're already at 6, so I think that's like a solid place for Nordhaus. It's a really solid episode, but I do feel like some of the other episodes have more colorful or interesting things.
Well, let me ask this: which ones would you be most likely to rewatch? Would you be more likely to rewatch the other ones over Nordhaus? Because that's a big determinant for me. Like Dolly Sods with the Dog, I like that episode a lot, but I'm not as Dolly Sods with the Dog and Algonquin would probably be my next picks because those two I'm not nearly as likely to rewatch as the other ones that are remaining.
Interesting. I would still put Algonquin and Dolly Sods at a pretty much higher.
Nordhaus number 6 better right now, right?
Yeah. So I say it's between Nordhaus and Yellowstone. I'll let you two decide.
Oh, Yellowstone's got to be higher than Nordhaus. Or it's got to be higher than number 6. I don't know if it has to be higher than Nordhaus, but...
We'll run out of choices here. I mean, well, Dolly Sods isn't numbered yet, technically.
Right. I mean, if you want to do that,
I would probably put if I were to choose a position for Dolly Sods, I would say it would either be number 9 or number 8. That's how I feel about Dolly Sods. I don't think it would be any higher than that. It's really tough.
I guess Dolly Sods doesn't have cool cooking stuff, but it does have some other really good stuff. I don't know.
It had some really great views, and
I don't think Dolly Saj. Sorry, Brian. Didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
I don't think Dolly Sods with a dog should be in top 5.
Okay, let's go with that next then.
Over Nordhaus?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but I'm going next, and I'm not going to pick Nordhaus as number 5. You sure?
I still think I think Dolly Sods would probably be sitting around number 9, and I think the other ones should be pushed down or pushed higher.
Really,
in terms
okay.
of better. Yeah, I mean, I think about the episode, and like the trip was great, and there was some good stuff, especially like in the first day. But I mean, it was our third trip there, and
I'm gonna go with Brian. Yeah, let's put it at number 9, and then let's move the other ones.
I say put it at 8. Keep Lake Superior at 9.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I can get down with that. So put this at 8. Pictured Rocks at 7. Whitney at 6. That would put Nordhaus at 5, and I could live with that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it's my turn next, right? Is this numbering still right? We got 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, yeah. Algonquin, number 4 for me.
Wait, so what do we have left? Algonquin, Yellowstone, Japan, Grayson?
Yeah.
Okay. I can live with that. Well, actually, I would put Yellowstone over Algonquin, but I'm fine with that.
My thinking about Algonquin is that
I'm ready to go ahead.
Oh yeah, I don't really have much of a thought about it. It's just like it's not one of my. It's a very good episode, but I wouldn't have put it as high as it got to. But since it's here already, I would put it at 4.
The reason I would put Algonquin, I'm just gonna keep talking until someone's.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I can't tell who's. The reason I would put Algonquin at a higher rank or lower, better than Yellowstone is because I mean, honestly, for me, I think the only problem I have with Algonquin is the teaser at the beginning, which
yeah.
But like, I think of Algonquin, and it's like, one, it's unique because it's a canoeing episode. The scenery is really colorful and beautiful. Like, we cook some cool food. Like, we make those Brazilian crepes, and then we make like a stew using like bushcraft. There's like a
Northern
amazing
Lights.
Yeah, Northern Lights. There's amazing
the fog
like,
in the morning was really
the fog in the morning. Yeah. So I think
just
that's
so much going on in that episode. That's why I like that.
Yeah, Algonquin's got to be top 3, I think.
I could be okay
I think
with that.
Grayson's.
I think Grayson. I think Grayson would be at 4 for me.
Okay, let me think. Grayson.
See, Grayson, I personally is like one of my favorites, but I'm okay with it being there because I can see why other people wouldn't see it as their favorite. But I'm ready to come in and defend it. While you guys are thinking it.
Well, now that I'm rethinking about Algonquin, man, that final canoe out with the fog in the morning, and then it transitions to that Mario Kart song. And I call it the Mario Kart song because I think I based it off of a Mario Kart song initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good ending. And then we did that dim sum post-hike meal.
Yeah. And there was a lot of good music in that episode too. I think like really fitting music for the.
Okay, wait. So you wanted Grayson at 4? Is that what you guys were thinking?
If we were to choose from these 4 episodes, I would probably put Grayson there.
Okay.
That's fine with me, actually, because I originally had it at 5. But yeah, Grayson's one of my favorites. And I can expand on that if people want to.
Yeah, expand. Because we also want to give each episode a highlight too, not just number it.
Yeah, and someone even said they were surprised Grayson was so high. But like, I feel like it's not watched as much as it should be. But one, it's just really cool because it feels like a legitimate, genuine adventure. Like it's a 3-night trip. So it's a bit longer than our usual trips. And every campsite we stay at feels like really different from the last. Like the first one is kind of by that open, foggy field. The second one's in the middle of the forest. The last one, we've got that shelter. I think part of the reason people don't like it as much is because we did it in like early March. So the scenery is a little brown. But I think I like that because that's like sometimes the best weather to be like hiking and camping in. But also like every campsite we do some good like fire starting. We have some good food, like we made the stew and stuff the second night. So
I think the other problem is it's really hard for me to separate the way I feel about the actual trip itself from the episode, because Grayson was just, what a trip, dude. And the first morning when we got up, do you remember what the sky looked like?
Yeah.
Like behind that campsite, it was just like this mysterious color and big field with horses in it. And then we walked up to the top of Mount Rogers or whatever. Yeah, so Grayson was pretty amazing. Okay, so Grayson number 4.
There's wild ponies, which is like wild ponies are awesome.
and we met that dude Mike, and he just like he was like, yeah, sure, okay, I'll walk. He was probably freezing, wanted to go home so badly, and we were making him redo shots.
That was still really funny, yeah.
Oh, actually, before we move on to the next one, we should do a quick. Maybe we could do this at the end too, but I just realized there's some notable absences from this list. Like Yosemite is probably a big absence especially for viewers, because that's one of our most viewed videos. That might have surpassed 1 million views now. It's close if it hasn't. But I don't know. Just for me, Yosemite was a really good video, but when I watch it now, it's not cringe inducing, but it's also, I can tell that we're much less comfortable on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I will say New River Gorge, maybe not necessarily my favorite episode, but the ending in that episode is my favorite ending. Bar none.
That is a good ending. That was when you made that song. What's it called? Like Revenant Dreams or something?
Yeah. Revelation.
What was the ending to that one?
It's just us hiking out, but I just like the narration a lot. There's like there's some moments where you can tell I'm like phoning in the ending narration, and there's others where you can tell I've like kind of thought about it. That's definitely
an
one
admission.
of the more thought out ones. Well, it's like I can only say the same thing over and over so many times.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to start thinking of different things to say.
It's like eventually the narration of the ending just becomes, and sometimes Tombstone pizza is better than DiGiorno. Even though it doesn't taste as good, it's cheaper, and you just like commenting on random things. Okay, so number 3, Brian, you're up, I think.
Okay, so we
we got
Grayson at 4.
Which...
Now it's tough, man. Okay.
So what do we have left? Japan,
Japan, and Yellowstone.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I know my order, but
I think I'll have to put Algonquin at 3. I mean, it's got all those strong points that we listed, but Japan is a really, really good episode. It's really unique. Well, Yellowstone. When I think about rewatchability, I think I would rewatch Algonquin first.
Okay.
And then Yellowstone. But it's very, very close. Like, we're talking like very close. But
well, here, if this makes your decision easier. Typically, or not typically, I would put Japan at number 1, but Thomas isn't in it. So that would rule out putting it on a list of number 1 for me. Like, even if I think it's technically the best episode, like from a like beginning, middle, end, and like a nice arc, which I can get more into later, but I would still put Yellowstone or Algonquin above it because Thomas is in those episodes.
Well, now that now that you say that, and I keep, debating in my head, I honestly think Algonquin is an extremely strong episode. Man, it's really tough. So, but based on what you're saying, Robbie, would you think Japan would be number 3 then?
No. I put Japan number 2.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're trying to tell me is,
well, see, I would,
okay.
if forgetting about who's in it or whatever, just from the episode alone, this would be my top 3. It would be Japan number 1, Yellowstone number 2, Algonquin number 3.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to go with Yellowstone, but for one reason is that I just feel like there wasn't enough of Yellowstone in it. You know what I mean? The hiking and camping we did, that was great, but it was really a small segment of Yellowstone, and I don't think it really did Yellowstone justice. Or
I can totally get down.
If I could go back and do over Yellowstone, I'd like to do at least 3 nights there, you know, and a more substantial hike.
Yeah.
I'm in complete agreement. Yellowstone number 3 for me.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say about Yellowstone is that the first hike in, like when Bryan and Thomas get separated from me and Andrew, that was one of my favorite experiences ever. When we get into that big field and me and Andrew were just getting like lots of shots, and Bryan and Thomas got bored and they walked off. That's just like one of the coolest areas we've ever been to. Then the lake where we got to swim in it. Oh man, that Bogley Way song starts playing. And then we're walking in slow motion to the campsite. And then there's little prairie dogs like sticking their heads up. I love that scene. And then the ending, my God, the ending, every time I watch it, I'm just like, man, how did we do this? This is actually good. But it's like Thomas he nods and he's got this baby face because he's shaved completely. And then it plays. I love that ending. So anyways, yeah, I'm okay with Yellowstone being number 3 though. That makes sense.
Okay. Andrew?
I was going to go Japan number 2, but it's really close.
Okay. Yeah, I take back what I said earlier. Even though Thomas isn't in it, I think that shouldn't affect the ranking. We'll just have a list.
Robby's like, I'm putting Japan number 1. So the reason I put Japan number 2, I mean, first let's talk about what's amazing about it. One, it's like incredible, unique, like cultural differences. Like, I mean, the tenting sites, we got to have beer at our tenting sites. Like the first campsite, we were overlooking these amazing lights of Tokyo in the distance. A second campsite, come on, we got the hot springs, we got to eat curry.
Unbelievable.
We saw this like Japanese sero that's only endemic to Japan. So yeah, and like the scenery was awesome. You know, there were moments where you have like slow-mo snow flowing everywhere. There were like those wooden planks you had to walk on, and like the waves of bamboo grass and stuff.
Oh my God.
And I think actually I love the aesthetic of that like cabin, especially like on the last day. There's like these slider shots of like the books and the guitar and all the like the wood fire stove and stuff. So I don't know. It does feel like a really good adventure, but I do think that, and actually, honestly, I would probably rewatch that more than Algonquin, but I just think Algonquin, part of it is like the color and the variety of things in that episode make Japan number 2 for me. But
yeah, the big thing with Japan for me, why I would put it at number 1, is because it is the most, it's the closest we've gotten to the ideal I have in my head of what an Adventure Archives episode can be. So it's, there's a journey to the location just from the start. Like we had to like take trains and buses and stuff. And that was before we even started. And then you do this journey up a mountain, and then you have like a save point part way with a beer and everything. And you've got milling around the camp. And then you wake up in the morning and Mount Fuji is in the distance. We didn't even know it was there. We got these amazing shots of it, you know, the clouds going over it and the sunrise. Then it starts snowing. We're walking through the snow. It has like every season in it. You see this constant Mount Fuji in the background, just the most epic views we've ever experienced. And you can feel the struggle up to the top of the mountain. The only thing I'll say about that, though, is that when we get to the top of the mountain, it's kind of, we didn't do a great job of like being like, this is it. This is the top of the mountain. But maybe that's also because that's partly how we felt. But then there's like a treacherous downhill, and then it's playing that Spaghetti Eastern song, and it's like, or whatever the song goes like. And literally by the time we got there, we were so far beyond our limit. If we hadn't seen it or gotten to it when we did, we might not have like been able to go anymore. We'd have had to like take a 2-hour break and like eat some dinner and then try again or something. And then that second save point with that hut was just so amazing.
Yeah,
and it was such a great experience. And then the way we do the song at the end where it transfers from minor to major, and it was like this New Hope and Star Wars: A New Hope or whatever.
There's also that scene where Brian's playing the guitar and then it fades into the recording.
The transition and the curry, man, you could see the relief on our faces. Oh, and the bath. There was a freaking, I think that was part of it, is that Japan has genuine surprises in it. The other episodes, we usually know what we're going to see.
Well, Algonquin did have the Northern Lights in the fog, but
that's a great point. That's great. But why don't you try to sell me on Algonquin then?
Because
you already said what's good.
I've got some points. Not that I'm necessarily saying Algonquin is better than Japan, but I'm just going to point these things out when I think about Algonquin. First of all, I think Andrew mentioned this at one point, but Algonquin's got a lot of great color. And the scenery of those being on the canoes with those giant lakes is just unique. It's amazing. And then the fact that we're on two different canoes, the shots that we get, we get to get shots of each other on the canoes is really cool. You get a lot of the cool shots of like the ripples and like the
lily pads and stuff.
Yeah, the lily pads. And then of course we've mentioned the Northern Lights and then the surprise with the fog at the end. Every campsite scene was just awesome because we got to have the fires and we really got to like huddle around and bond, right? Like we did that at Japan, but the one downside was at Japan is you don't get campfires. So like the scene, like I guess you could argue that the scenes that took place within the onsen, like when we're eating the curry, is kind of like a campfire scene. But when we go to our tents and stuff, there's just really not much to show there, which it's just something that feels kind of missing. But Algonquin, I just feel like there's just so much variety there to be had, and the surprises with the Northern Lights, and also the scenes where we're canoeing at night, and you can see our red lights in the distance, and it just it's so magical and like ethereal.
There's also awesome scenes where we have to carry the canoes through the stream, and it's like kind of getting to be evening. And Robby had me convinced, and then Brian started talking, and now I'm convinced again.
Man.
I think.
Oh, and then there was the part in the morning when you guys are diving into the water.
Oh,
that's good stuff too.
I feel like Algonquin feels like a classic like retreat into the raw wilderness where you're just like out in the wilderness having a good time. And Japan feels like a classic like RPG adventure where you're like hiking through a treacherous mountain and then you find a village in the middle of the mountain.
That's probably why I'm partial to Japan, is that it has such that RPG feeling. And it's probably a big part of it too, is like a fulfillment from like a childhood dream of going to like the forests of Japan or whatever. Okay, well, are you guys both leaning towards Algonquin 1, or what are you thinking now?
That's what I'm leaning towards right now.
Yeah. You're leaning to Andrew, you already said Japan number 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Japan,
I'd be
Japan
willing
number
to
2 and Morgan Monroe episode number 1.
Dolly Sod season 1.
I can live with that because Thomas is in Algonquin, so that's got the complete crew. So that might give it the tip.
Yeah, Algonquin just to me feels like classic. I mean, I know you said that about Japan, but it feels like classic Adventure Archives. The whole crew, we're starting fires, we're eating food that we, I don't know, scrapped together.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas cooked like a steak the first night, and we made that stew the second night.
Yeah.
I didn't like the stew. Maybe that's why I don't have that fond memories. There's something in my teeth. I'll be right back.
I thought it was good.
But yeah, every time we're canoeing also is just like, it's different, right? There's canoeing during a clear day, there's canoeing at night, there's canoeing in the fog. The foggy canoeing was just absolutely amazing.
The color is the color is another thing, because like both of those episodes feel like they have a lot of cool segments in the episode and variety, but whenever there's an episode that has a lot of color, to me it just feels like even more of a like adventure with different variety and different interesting moments. Because I mean, like, because on one hand the landscape itself is colorful, but also like during the day you see a lot of these like blues and greens, but then at evening you see like this brilliant purple sky and stuff, and just really cool. But
Is Robby back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot you guys can't see my video.
We need homework now. So after this Campfire Chronicles, we got to go watch the top 3 episodes, come back, and discuss if we agreed with our decision.
Actually, on that note, we should probably do honorable mentions. So we got about 15 minutes left. Chat, feel free to post in the chat your top 3 or whatever, or your number 1, in case we missed anything.
Yeah, and let's hear some honorable mentions from the chat too. But in the meantime, we can.
I gotta get the list.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool too if people, like, you could post this on Patreon or something, but comment and let us know how you would organize this list.
Oh, that'd be good.
I'd like to see what people's lists look like.
I've got a couple honorables right off the top.
Okay.
One is Mohican, because that's just like one of the most wintry trips we've done, and it's really cool that like we were kind of backpacking, but then we also went to the day hike area. I just thought there was like some interesting variety there. Another one, which you guys actually might not have thought of, but is Land Between the Lakes. And for me, even though it's kind of like that part of the year where everything's brown, I liked it, one, just because like I think I like the episodes where there's sort of more bushcrafty type stuff. So it's like a lot of good fire starting. We had those ash cakes.
Oh, dude, there's a big one for me that we totally forgot about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Adirondacks.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. See, for me, the experience tampers it for me because I had just gotten back from like a week of training Kung Fu in New York.
Oh, right. Ellie has entered the chat.
Adirondacks.
Yeah, Adirondacks for me, I think. Well, oftentimes the thing that influences my liking or disliking an episode is the ending. Like if the ending is really good, then I really like the episode, and I just love that ending. That song was kind of like it sounds like a 80s cop theme when it does like the B section, and I'm always like grooving to it. I'm like, yeah, we're on top of a mountain, we're about to meet back up. And then when we meet back up and there's like a really long telephoto shot and you see me and Thomas like enter the frame and there's like the spray from like just some cars, like windshield wiper fluid. That was really cool.
I've got an honorable mention. I don't know how I forgot about this one. Allegheny.
Yeah.
Allegheny
that was a good one.
Yeah. We had
a
some
lot
great
of
campsites, great experiences, and then there was that whole like hiking in the dark scene.
Yeah. Yeah, Allegheny actually, that for a while was one of my favorites.
I would give Seneca Creek also.
I was gonna say that
mention.
too. Yeah.
Because
we did the hot pot too.
It was so snowy the whole time. That's probably our snowiest episode.
And the second campsite was like, well, actually both campsites were, but the second one was like great, and the hot pot was awesome. I was gonna give him another shout out to the Deep South road trip, which someone in the chat also mentioned. Just because I don't know, those road trip ones to me are like fun to watch. Like,
I should rewatch those. I haven't seen them since they came out.
Well, what's funny to me, like, it's not even the big like hikes that we do that I'm interested in on those. It's just like the random spots we go to. I don't know. It's just like that feeling of a journey. Manistee, besides like the horrible calamity, was actually a really interesting episode.
I mean, the calamity made it more. Yeah. What? Bryan?
Yeah. That's true. But like, it's cool that we hiked and then canoed back. I really love that format, and I would watch it a lot more if I wasn't scarred.
That's probably would be the case for me too. If it hadn't rained so much, and if that canoeing part hadn't failed catastrophically.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the chat, and a couple of people said Manistee. We got a Seneca. We got a Zaleski, actually. 2 Zaleskis.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure. Do you guys mean Zaleski Part 1 or Zaleski Part 2?
Probably Part 2.
One would think. There was one, hold on, that I wanted to point out. Crap, what was it? Oh, Wildcat Hollow was posted as a joke.
Actually, as kind of whatever that episode was, at the end, there's some of the best foraging we ever do in an episode. Because we find Chicken of the Woods, Pawpaw, and Ginseng, like all at the end.
That was Wildcat?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You can tell I haven't watched that episode. I don't want to relive that.
Tessa Banks said Shenandoah. So Shenandoah.
Oh,
for
that's
us,
funny.
That's a sore spot. Not exactly a sore spot. I mean, it's still a perfectly fine episode, but it only turned out to be like 43 minutes long. We got back and we were like, is this all the footage we have? And ever since then, we've been totally paranoid that we're not filming enough.
Yeah.
And my other problem with that episode is that 20 minutes of that episode, maybe 15 minutes, it's a long time, is just us sitting eating dinner. And I'm like, this is unwatchable.
The irony though is that episode does have some really amazing shots when it does have good shots.
Yeah.
Like there's beautiful shots of like slugs and stuff up close and like, yeah.
The fans of North Manitou may be surprised in the near future.
Oh yeah. That's definitely one of the best from season 1.
Oh yeah.
Minister Creek I was gonna mention just because like that campsite was so amazing. And actually the latest
Smoky. I was gonna say the
Smokies
latest Smokies is really good.
Actually both Smokies are really good.
Oh, actually the original Smokies is pretty high up there for me. It's like just out of this list, I would say. Like watching Andrew struggle, it is.
Man, I love watching Andrew struggle.
I can feel his pain every time I watch it. And then his relief when he finally gets there. Also, that was one of the first episodes where I feel like our music really started to come into like, it started gelling a little bit more.
That Morse code.
Yeah. But like the ending song, that's the one that's like Journey into the Unknown. No, that's Red River. But there is a guitar song at the end of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The summer, the memories. No, I know what you're talking about. But...
Sunshine and Serenity, something like that.
Yeah, which we also put.
I like my little Comfort and Curry, Sunshine.
Yeah, we also put that in the credits of the most recent one. But
that was Brian's one of Brian's guitar songs. That one's really good.
See what it was called.
And then the song that plays when Andrew is like, he finally gets to his campsite, or maybe it's you're not quite there yet.
Oh, it was Line in the Sunshine. Line in the Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's the other one that plays when Andrew's like, he just gets to his campsite, but he's like looking in the wind and it's like raining and it's like the wind's blowing.
Oh yeah.
And just got his fisherman jacket on and stuff. And yeah.
Now, can you imagine that back then none of us actually had proper raincoats? Like we were just using ponchos.
Insane.
Yeah. That's probably what mars it the most for me is just how dumb we were. No, but if that episode was in 4K and I had filmed more properly, and I think if I had managed to make it to Rendezvous with you guys, I think it would be a much stronger episode in my preference.
I'll say one more honorable mention, which unfortunately only me and Robby have emotional attachment to, but it's the Shawnee State Forest one, which again, it was kind of one of those in that brown time of year, but there's like the hike to the second campsite's really interesting because we go out into this like more civilized area and then we make really good pizza. And there's also like the part where we were up on that clearing where they had like cut the trees down so you could see a view. And we had like the sparkling water at that.
Oh man, that was so good, dude.
Good time. Yeah.
We lost your video, Rob, by the way.
Oh, I know. It should be back now.
Okay.
I ran out of batteries. Yeah, Shawnee was good. I agree with Kaylin Brown in the chat. She says Brian needs to make more music. Every song Brian does is a banger, as they say.
I've got some stuff written down. I need to pull that up and kind of massage it into a real song.
Yeah. Bob says Lake Vesuvius was also a very good episode. That's an interesting one because I totally forget about that episode all the time. What is that actually called? We don't call it Lake Vesuvius, right?
Wayne.
We call it Wayne.
Wayne.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, that one actually, when before we released more after that. That one actually was one I did watch very often. I don't know exactly why, but I think something about the appeal of me and Robby hiking in at night at first, and then meeting up with Andrew, and then just the foggy lake the last day kind of really made it like a mysterious kind of episode.
Yeah. That hiking in at night was really cool.
Yeah. And I remember the song that we had for that. I like that song a lot, and it just seemed to fit really well.
I also like episodes where we meet up with somebody halfway, like they take a different route. That's just always really interesting to me to watch that. Okay, cool. I think that's a pretty decent list. So we can have people. We'll post in the Patreon and have people post their list.
What list should we do next? Should we do like the 10 worst episodes, or 10 best endings specifically? Or
I was thinking 10 best post hike meals, but 10 best endings.
Yeah, somebody
would be good
did.
too.
Greg Gustafson mentioned top 10 post hike meals.
Well, maybe we should just do the first best post hike meal that comes to your mind. Mine is Mammoth Cave, when we had that buffet and there was like just buckets full of like fried fish, mashed potatoes, everything. Oh my God. Mainly the fried fish, but
yeah,
that was really good. I think one that I really liked was, the first one that popped in my head was the New River Gorge. We went to that pizza place and they had really good pizza.
Oh yeah, we had those interesting beers. Like I had like Paddington Bear or something. That was good. I'm serious. There's a bear. It was called like Paddington or something. But
actually, one that comes to mind is the one after Adirondacks. Ironically enough, I think maybe I was just glad to be back in civilization. But like,
that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we were like out on the patio. The food was good, and we were drinking some beer, which made me feel good.
Somebody said top 10 songs. That they said that would be difficult, but that would be a good list. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one too. Yeah.
That's hard. Top 10 campfire moments, that'd be good. Top 10 shoutouts would be a funny one too.
Yeah.
That would be good too, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
All right, well,
yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Do you guys?
Not really.
No, I think that was an interesting discussion, though. I mean, normally we talk about, what episode we like or what trip we like, but we don't really go into detail too much. I think it would also be interesting to contrast this list with top 10 trips.
Yeah. Because it can be really wildly different. I mean, sometimes it's overlapping, but
yeah, that's a good point. Because I'd like Dolly Saws with the dog. Just ranking that trip, I'd put that trip way higher than where I would for just the episode itself.
Yeah.
And then like Whitney, I'd put way lower because I got altitude sickness. So that would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching. Do we have any updates coming out for them soon? I guess we got an episode in the works right now. We're shooting for
10 weird noises. The top 3 are Robby screaming in Thomas's ear.
Oh man, if only we had that on video somewhere, that'd be really funny. But yeah, we got a new episode coming out. We've already filmed it. We're working on the editing right now. It might be 2 hours long. It will 100% be our longest episode.
Dang.
Yeah, shooting for this weekend, but that's pretty optimistic.
Yeah. Do we want to address a few quick questions then?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Got any questions? Get those in.
S. Xiang said, of the top 3, which ones would you guys like to do again?
Oh, Japan.
Now it's your top.
But
yeah, I think Japan.
Packing better and training more.
I'd probably say.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I agree with Andrew. It's Japan. Pretty much
I would say Mount Whitney, and we should bring Brian.
Oh yeah, actually,
because I think he could totally do it.
Oh yeah, Whitney was actually not even that hard.
Yeah.
At least in my rose-colored memory.
Yeah, the altitude was the main problem for me. And if we spent a day getting acclimated at that base camp, it would totally be no problem.
That's not one of the top 3.
For me,
right.
this isn't the top 3. This isn't one of the top 3s, but I would like to take Andrew and Thomas, if you could go, on the 42-mile picture rocks hike, or even maybe even more.
Oh yeah.
Because I think just it was different. Like the trip itself was different from a typical Adventure Archives trip because we had to be more efficient filming when we were hiking. And I think there was just a lot more. It was felt a lot more like a traditional hike. You know what I mean?
A multi-part episode or something.
What?
Huh?
I don't know. Like, what if we did a multi-part episode with all 4 of us up there?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Also, me and Bryan stuck in that bathroom when it was raining. That was a really good memory. Just standing in a bathroom trying to wait out the rain.
That's the funny thing. It's weird moments like that stand out. Like with the road trip, it's always like Tucumcari was dumb and nothing happened, but that's like something that sticks out.
Oh, right. That was when we were in the tents and it was super windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then we had like this random Route 86 diner or whatever the next morning.
Yeah. 66, I think.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most famous highways in the United States.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's good.
Cool.
Okay, thanks
All right,
everybody
awesome.
for joining.
Yep.
Yeah, let us know what your top 10 favorite episodes are, and we'll have to go watch them.
And leave a comment wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Patreon or YouTube. What kind of list you would want us to talk about next?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, honestly, it doesn't even have to do with Adventure Archives. You could do top 10 foods or top 10 fruits
It could
or
be
something.
like only marginally related, like something we've done in an episode, like we've eaten in an episode, so we can.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching. We will